On the night of April 14, 1912, the largest moving object ever built by human hands disappeared beneath the freezing waters of the North Atlantic. In less than 3 hours, the RMS Titanic, a ship hailed as unsinkable, became the most infamous maritime disaster in history.
But the story of the Titanic is not just about an iceberg.
It is a story about ambition, about pride, about class and inequality, about heroism and cowardice, about technology pushed to its limits, and about the fragile illusion that humanity can ever fully control nature.
This is the full story of Titanic. This is the full story of Titanic.
In the early 20th century, the world was changing rapidly. The Industrial Revolution had transformed cities into centers of power. Steel, electricity, and steam reshaped transportation and industry. Nations competed not only through armies and empires, but through engineering achievements.
Shipping companies were locked in a fierce race across the Atlantic. Whoever could build the fastest, largest, and most luxurious ocean liner would dominate the lucrative passenger route between Europe and America.
The British company White Star Line had a bold vision. Instead of building the fastest ship, they would build the most luxurious and grand vessel ever seen. A floating palace.
That vision became the Olympic-class liners: Olympic, Titanic, and Britannic.
Titanic was the second of the three.
Construcción began en 1909 en Belfast, Ireland, at the Harland and Wolff shipyard. Over 15,000 workers laboraban day and night. Steel plates weighing tons were lifted into place. Millions of rivets were hammered by hand. The ship stretched nearly 900 feet long, longer than most city blocks at the time.
When completed, Titanic was a marvel.
Shite had a swimming pool, a gymnasium, Turkish baths, a grand staircase with ornate wood carvings and a glass dome. First-class passengers dined on multi-course meals served on fine china. There were electric elevators, a rarity at the time.
Even third-class accommodations were considered superior to many ships of the era.
Then there was the technology.
Titanic was divided into 16 watertight compartments. The design allowed the ship to remain afloat even if 4 compartments were flooded. Newspapers and promotional materials began using a powerful word:
unsinkable.
Although the company never officially declared her unsinkable in advertisements, the public perception spread rapidly. Confidence turned into legend before she ever sailed.
On April 10, 1912, Titanic left Southampton, England, on her maiden voyage to New York City.
She stopped briefly in Cherbourg, France, and then Queenstown, Ireland. By the time she headed into the open Atlantic, she carried over 2,200 people, passengers and crew.
Among them were some of the wealthiest individuals in the world: industrialists, businessmen, aristocrates. John Jacob Astor V, Benjamin Guggenheim, Isidor Straus.
But there were also hundreds of immigrants traveling in third class.
Families seeking new lives in America. People carrying everything they owned in small trunks and suitcases.
On Titanic, the world's social hierarchy was clearly visible.
First class dined beneath chandeliers.
Third class shared modest dining rooms below deck.
Separate staircases. Separate entrances. Separate realities.
The first few days of the voyage were calm. The ocean was smooth. The weather was clear. Spirits were high.
But on April 14th, multiple wireless messages arrived from other ships.
Ice warnings.
Large ice fields. Drifting icebergs.
The Titanic's wireless operators were busy sending passenger messages to shore. Some ice warnings were acknowledged, others for delayed or not delivered to the bridge immediately.
That evening, the sea was unusually calm, almost too calm.
There were no waves breaking against icebergs, no moonlight to illuminate them.
At 11:40 p.m., lookouts Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee spotted a dark shape directly ahead.
Iceberg, right ahead!
They rang the warning bell 3 times and phoned the bridge.
First Officer William Murdoch ordered, "Hard a starboard," and reversed the engines.
The ship began turning.
But it was too late.
Titanic scraped along the iceberg's side. The impact did not feel catastrophic. There was no massive crash. Many passengers barely noticed.
But below the waterline, something deadly had happened.
The iceberg had torn open multiple compartments.
Water began flooding in, more than the ship's design could handle.
Within minutes, shipbuilder Thomas Andrews examined the damage. His conclusion was calm, clinical, devastating.
The Titanic would sink.
She had perhaps an hour and a half, maybe 2.
Captain Edward Smith began preparing lifeboats.
And here, one of history's most tragic decisions revealed itself.
Titanic carried lifeboats for only about half the people on board.
At the time, maritime regulations were outdated. They required lifeboats based on ship tonnage, not passenger capacity. Titanic technically exceeded the legal requirement.
Built there were only 20 lifeboats.
Enough for about 1,178 people.
Over 2,200 were aboard.
The order was given, women and children first.
But confusion spread.
Many passengers did not believe the ship would sink. The decks were still level. The band played music to calm nerves.
Some lifeboats left half empty.
First-class passengers had easier access to lifeboats.
Third-class passengers, located deep within the ship, faced locked gates, language barriers, and confusing directions. While there is debate about whether gates were intentionally locked, many third-class passengers struggled to reach the upper decks in time.
As the bow dipped lower, the reality became undeniable.
Cold Atlantic water, near freezing, poured into the lower decks.
Panic began replacing disbelief.
Flares were fired into the sky.
The band reportedly continued playing until the very end.
A 2:20 de la mañana, April 15, 1912, the Titanic broke apart and vanished beneath the ocean.
More than 1,500 people died that night.
The water temperature was about 28 grados Fahrenheit, menos 2 grados Celsius. Survival time in those conditions was measured in minutes.
Screams filled the darkness.
Then silence.
The RMS Carpathia, responding to distress signals, arrived hours later. She rescued about 700 survivors.
The world was stunned.
Newspapers exploded with headlines. How could the unsinkable ship sink?
Investigations began in both the United States and Britain.
They revealed failures in communication, lifeboat shortages, overconfidence, and speed in icy waters.
New maritime laws were established.
Ships were required to carry lifeboats for everyone on board.
Ice patrols were created in the North Atlantic.
Continuous radio monitoring became mandatory.
Titanic changed maritime safety forever.
But the story did not end there.
For decades, the wreck lay undiscovered at the bottom of the ocean, more than 12,000 feet below the surface.
Many believed it would never be found.
En 1985, oceanographer Robert Ballard and his team located the wreck using deep-sea submersibles.
The discovery shocked the world again.
The ship had split in two before sinking, a fact long debated.
The bow section stood upright on the ocean floor. The stern lay shattered hundreds of meters away.
Personal items, shoes, dishes, luggage, rested silently in the darkness.
The Titanic had become a time capsule.
Since then, artifacts have been recupered. Debates continúen about preservation versus disturbance.
But Titanic is no longer just a shipwreck.
It is un símbolo
A symbol of human ambition and human vulnerability.
of technological pride meeting natural force,
Of class divisions exposed in crisis.
of courage, like the musicians who kept playing,
Of sacrifice, like those who gave up lifeboat seats.
of tragedy, families separated forever in freezing black water.
More than a century later, Titanic remains one of the most studied and discussed disasters in history.
Books, documentaries, and films, including James Cameron's 1997 epic, introduced the story to new generations.
But beyond the romance and the spectacle lies something deeper.
Titanic forces us to confront a difficult truth.
No matter how advanced we become, nature does not negotiate.
Steel can bend.
Technology can fail.
Confidence can blind.
And in a single night, history can change forever.
The Titanic was not just a ship,
It was a mirror.
a reflection of the world in 1912, its wealth and poverty, its innovation and arrogance, its hope and fragility.
And perhaps that is why the story still grips us.
Because in Titanic, we see ourselves,
Our dreams.
our risks,
Our belief that we are unsinkable.
until we are not.